Hello dear viewers, today we're going to have a look at the winners and losers in the MENA region in the energy predicament which resulted from the Ukraine crisis. In an attempt to become more energy independent from Russia, Europe is looking to buy more oil and gas from the MENA region. Higher gas prices will however affect energy importing Arab states like Egypt and Syria, which will face even more problems due to the Ukraine crisis and its global effects. Energy crisis, winners and losers. Winners. Qatar and Saudi Arabia are expected to become winners in the global crisis created by the Ukraine conflict. Qatar is a major natural gas exporter and has a 20% share in all global natural gas exports, with much of it being exported to Asian countries. Qatar is also expected to have around 13% of the world's natural gas reserves. As Qatar's natural gas has the world's lowest extraction costs, much of the revenue can be reinvested into the state's development and economy. Europe is aiming to buy Qatari gas, but the current export infrastructure needs yet to be extended to export to countries like the UK and Germany. It is also expected that becoming a major supplier of gas to Europe will increase Qatar's political influence on the world stage. And so Qatar is the first major winner in the crisis of many losers. Another major winner in this crisis is Saudi Arabia. Caught between Russia and the US, Saudi Arabia kept its options open. Saudi Arabia has over the last decade created stronger ties with Russia as a result of increased US-Iranian relations during the era of the Iran nuclear deal. As the USA now has less need for Saudi oil, the kingdom rerouted its oil exports to Asia, reducing the kingdom's dependency on the USA in certain economic areas. Saudi Arabia also profits from high oil prices, as the revenue can be used to fund infrastructural projects and diversify the economy, making it the second major winner in these troubled times. Losers. To start off with, Egypt has recorded heavy losses in foreign reserves due to the crisis. The conflict also came at a bad time for Egypt, as the country was in the process of reducing subsidies on food and water and increasing prices for these. As a result, the funding of major national infrastructure projects, such as the construction of new cities, has been halted. Many other countries, such as Syria and Yemen, will also feel the price increase and shortages, especially during attempts to recover after prolonged civil wars and years of internal conflict. Hunger, poverty, and unemployment have the potential to cause new migration movements, for which Europe may once again not be prepared, already overwhelmed due to the large number of refugees from the Ukraine. Losers are also all those countries who had hoped to participate in the development of greener energy, as energy will have to now be obtained from gas and oil-rich countries instead. Bold solar energy projects will have to be postponed due to the need to fund unexpected oil and gas purchases in times of higher prices. The Ukraine conflict intensifies the problems the MENA region is currently already dealing with. As a result, countries expected to suffer from the crisis are divided into three categories. Most affected in a negative way will be Syria, Yemen and Libya, where the situation is described as critical. A chronic situation exists in Palestine, Lebanon and Iraq, where the crisis will have many negative effects, but not as severe as in the critical group. A contained situation exists in countries like Tunisia, Egypt, Algeria, Iran, Jordan and Morocco, where long-term effects are currently being monitored. Whatever powers involved in the Ukraine conflict do, they must consider how their actions will affect not just Europe, but also the MENA region. Ignoring this can have far more consequences for Europe than it currently expects. Join us in our next episode, when we will have a look at the initial responses of various countries in the MENA region to the outbreak of the Ukraine crisis. See you then.